So about being with Josh up on that rooftop after being hit, you have a connection with each other.
After going through, everything the VA tries to do to help you, it's not sufficient. I played the why game. Like, why did that happen? Why? Just a what if.
Up on that roof, we were fighting, and then, like I've said, it went black.
Me and Dane didn't know each other. We didn't really know each other before, almost immediately before deployment. And it didn't take long to just mesh, become almost sounding boards for each other. We worked well together, kind of had a similar style of leadership. At the time, Dane was in my squad, and I felt, as a Marine, I felt like my job was to get my boys ready to do my job. That's because that's what it's all about as a leader. And then shortly after we got to Ramadi, things changed up a little bit with the structure of our squad. Squad leaders changed, team leaders changed. Dane got his own team, which he was ready for. And then every time things got a little hairy, it just a symbiotic relationship almost. If there was a gunfight, it was usually me and Dane doing a good part of the work.
If you got up, I got up.
Yeah. So we went through a lot, losing people in our squad, and then it's just every loss makes you tighter. It's just it don't make sense, but it is what it is. It's how it works. Shared hardship, I guess, will bring you closer together, because he's the only one who would understand exactly what I'd went through, and vice versa, I imagine. When it got to a point where if I needed something done or I needed help with something, it's just Dane was going to do it. He always did it right. Well, it felt right. You know what I mean?
Nothing I wouldn't. I don't think you could have told me to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just would have did it because I trusted you on such a high level, and I could see that you cared.
You went overboard sometimes.
You cared so much. You told me to take the door down.
Kick in that door.
I'll take the whole house down.
Just ran through the motherfucker.
Everything in there.
Yeah.
But that's just what he did to me. He still can do it. He can still get me amped up just from looking at him, just saying that stuff. I see him if he starts moving, I'm following him, because that's who taught me to be basically what I am and to survive. When I got to the unit and actually started meeting Josh, like he said, we didn't know anything about each other. My perspective, I was a 3rd Award Lance Corporal. When I get there, I'm considered a Kings Bay Marine. So when I got there, I made sure no matter who I was looking at me, I never would fall out of a run. I would do more push-ups. I'd try to do my best. If we were drinking beer, I'd drink more beer. Mm-hmm. Anything over the top to just make sure these guys knew that I was trying to be one of them. To have that stigma was rough. But then when you finally get with your team and, you're looking at these guys that were already in combat, you can kind of see it in them. They're in the barracks, you hear their stories when they're drinking, and I'm just the new guy taking it all in. But then to meet Josh and realize this was my team leader it was reassuring, and we just got along. We would just be together, talking about everything. But that's when it starts. But then when like he said, when you get in the country, people don't realize a normal job, you're 9 to 5, you go home, you see someone else. You kind of turn off. I was with him every second of every day for 5-6 straight months.
Yeah.
There wasn't a time. If I looked over, he was there. We peed together. We ate together. We cried together. We got letters together. Any problem I had at home, it was his problem at that point because I would share it with him.
Mm-hmm.
He would help me. We would go through loss. Like he said, we'd have to use our strength combined to help younger guys that were struggling. I mean, there's so many other sides of combat veterans. And people, we're human. We're still humans. We're superior humans in a sense, but we have feelings. And when pain happens, we have to deal with it differently to get the mission done.
There's so much more than the fighting.
So much more than it was all more than the fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just that, like I said, I just remember going in the house is just like listening to music together.
Mm-hmm.
We'd watch movies together. We'd be in the same bunk with one little TV. He'd have a headphone. I'd have a headphone.
OC, baby.
Cuddling, just, you know, it was just, it's special. And you don't ever, that doesn't happen for anyone in a lifetime, except most combat Marines, you know,
Yeah.
combat. So it's just
Different world.
It's a different world. And I'm, once again, talking about it, so grateful to have experienced it because, like, you know, we always harp on all the bad stuff, but there's some good stuff too.
A lot of good stuff.
A lot of good stuff, man. A lot of fun times, funny times, jokes, all that stuff. But
That's what when I'm thinking about it, that's what I remember.
jokes like lifting, man, all the stuff we would do. We'd patrol and I'd be in the gym lifting, but that's what builds that bond. So when stuff does hit the fan, you know that they're fully invested in you. And that's where you build that in these conversations. When you start picking out the Marines that you know, you kind of feel what they'll do for you.
Yeah.
And then you got to work with that to put them into pieces to essentially make sure everyone stays.
Make it all work.
Make it all work and everyone stays alive. You know, that's the.
Yeah.
But like he said, he was always trying to make sure to prepare anyone under him to do his job. And he did it so good. He didn't have to teach it because it was captivating. He would read the map perfect. He didn't have to look at it. He would take a knee and just be smoking a cigarette. I just look at him like, God, this is my superhero. I have pictures of him he probably don't even know about that I would just take just after you reading the map, telling us where to go. I'm like, man, how does he do that? How does he do that? And I was like, I got to be like this guy. And, you know, slowly and surely we just kind of morphed into the.
You took on my bad luck of
get
zigging when you should have zagged.
But I wanted to zag with you. But it's awesome.
Yep.
As I remember, we cross and we get in, we start clearing, we realize we're missing somebody.
We realized Mike wasn't there.
Because I still don't know how you found him.
By myself.
You went by yourself.
Yep.
And you went, and it's just, that's fucking Semper Fi.